Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to Tom Spark Reviews. Today we're going to be checking out ProtonVPN. We're going to be putting it in the VPN tier list 3.0 system. But wait Tom, why should we trust you? You're just some random guy on the internet, right? Wrong. I've reviewed almost every single VPN and I've put a lot of VPNs on the tier list already. We're working through them all again, over and over and over and over with each new update that comes out, so these reviews are always up to date and always accurate. Unlike most other people on YouTube or other review sites, we don't rank VPNs by commissions and we don't accept sponsorships either. So if you guys like these reviews and you want to help support the channel, click on some of my affiliate links in the description and pinned comment as well. If you click on those links, it directly supports me. I don't need donations or anything like that like other YouTubers.
Tom, are you creating a Patreon?
No!
Instead, we work together to find the best VPNs so you guys get the best products, and I also can do reviews for a living. Anyways guys, let's get back to the video. Now ProtonVPN has had some good changes this year, changing up their UI and overall look and feel, although the core offering is pretty similar to the past. With the website, you get it for around $10 a month. With 1 year, it's around $72, which isn't the worst price in the world, and $120 for the first 2 years. One good thing about ProtonVPN is that you do get a good amount of connections with around 10 VPN connections, which is good. They also have a pretty good server network, and they don't use any deceptive marketing tricks like fake countdown clock timers, or cookie-based timers, or any kind of thing to kind of incentivize you to purchase it quicker. Overall, it's pretty transparently priced and I don't really mind the pricing plan. That said, it is a little bit pricier than some VPNs out there. It's not the cheapest VPN, so you have to take that into consideration. If you guys do want to support the channel, remember, check the link in the description down below and the pinned comment. You should be able to get the best current deal going on with ProtonVPN. Now, of course, we read each section objectively. So with ProtonVPN in terms of pricing, it gets good points across the board, but does miss some points. So it could be a little bit cheaper for 3 years, could be a little bit cheaper for 2 years, could be a little bit cheaper for 1 year, and 6 months could be a little bit cheaper as well. It does get the points for 1 month plan, 30-day refund, no timers, no price increases out to the first term, and it has 10 simultaneous connections, so it's going to get a point there as well. Alright, let's move down into the next section now, and that's going to be the application section. Now ProtonVPN has probably one of the better looking applications, and I think they've done an excellent job here making it look cool but also function well too. They have these cool little switches here which operate as a secure core, net shield which protects you against ads and things, and can kill switch which will ensure you don't ever leak your IP, as well as a cool little port forwarding nugget here. Now, if we look at the application itself, it's gotten way better than it used to be. It used to be more buggy and not as feature rich, but nowadays it's pretty good, and I actually like the application a lot. If we look specifically at what it could improve, we could see more browser extensions for browser support, possibly for people on Chromebook. We could see SOCKS 5 proxy support too, which is good for people who want to torrent with proxies, and a lot of VPNs do provide those. Additionally, we could see more support for stuff like dedicated IPs, which can be useful to get less captchas and whitelist IPs and stuff like that. So if ProtonVPN wanted to get the perfect application, they certainly could add those things. I've let the team know that they should add those things if they want to get the perfect score. I haven't really heard too much if they're working on those things or not. The good news is they do have a Linux UI right now, and that's something I pushed them to make, and I think they did listen to my feedback there, so that's good to see. They do have obfuscation options, WireGuard, split tunneling, and most of those important features, so overall pretty good. Sorry about that guys, not really sure, but my camera decided to shit the fan, so let's continue on into the review. Next up, we're going to be doing a speed test, and with ProtonVPN, we're going to be looking around 700 to 800 if it can perform as good as some of the other VPNs. Now, here on the channel, I get really good speeds with TorGuard, some other VPNs. NordVPN's pretty fast too for me. So if we could get any between 7 to 850, that is ideal. I get around 900 or so without a VPN. So it'd be nice to see around at least 10 to 20% reduction in speeds, but nothing more than that. ProtonVPN's never been like the fastest VPN for me in terms of pure speeds, but it's almost as fast as some of the fastest ones. So we're using WireGuard here and everything, and it's a pretty fast VPN. My upload rate is doing excellent. Overall though, pretty fast, not a huge complaint. Maybe a little like 5% slower than some of my favorite VPNs. Something like TorGuard always just gets me the best speeds. Don't know what it is. So yeah, but no complaints really that big here with speeds. Just not quite the fastest. Still gonna probably get it full points though, just to be fair. Like I said, they also do have 50+ countries supported, which is a new requirement of the 3.0 tier list system. So I'm gonna give them full points. Next up, we could talk about the privacy audit. Now with ProtonVPN, they do really well here. They don't have any trackers on their website, any cookies or anything like that. And you can't say that about a lot of VPN services. If you look at their website, they're truly privacy friendly with zero ad trackers, no cookies and anything like that. If you look at some other competitors out there, something like Atlas VPN, for example, you cannot see the same story. It tells Facebook uses it, uses Google Analytics, trackers, keyword stroke monitoring, stuff like that. So pretty disappointing there. And a lot of VPNs are actually kind of like this and do need to see improvements. Not only that, but Proton also has 0 app trackers on Android, which is really good. So overall, they do perfect here. Not only that, but a new requirement of the 3.0 tier list system is to have an external no-log audit and to be open source. So that's something we are looking for. I kind of forgot to mention that in the application section because it is privacy related, but ProtonVPN also has an open source application and an external no-log audit that has been proven in the past. So overall, they definitely one of the most private VPNs. In terms of being like one of my top 4 VPNs, I would say if Proton has a niche, it's for someone who's looking to be truly anonymous, someone who really cares about privacy as their core fundamental feature. They don't care about paying a little bit extra, since that no-log audit and open source and perfect performance in the privacy audit is very impressive. It's probably Proton's greatest strength if you're asking my opinion. Now, if we're talking about the next section, customer support, Proton still has a little bit of room for improvement here. That's because their response tickets are usually around 3 hours plus. On weekends, it can also be slower. I'm going to give them 5 points for responding under 24 hours usually, but they don't get the full 5 points for responding under 1 hour, which some VPNs can actually accomplish, which is very impressive for the VPNs that do. So unfortunately, they don't get 4 points there, but still, Proton has decent customer support, and from my experience, the customer support representatives are actually pretty friendly. Lastly, we could talk about streaming, and I don't have any complaints there. Proton seems to work fine with Netflix, Hulu, BBC iPlayer, HBO Max, and even Prime Video in my tests. It might not get quite as many regions unblocked in Netflix as something like NordVPN, which is strangely good at it. But overall, it's excellent for streaming, and I don't really have any core complaints, especially since it does so good in the privacy audit and manages to nail streaming too, which a lot of VPNs like Molvad and iVPN just put no effort into. Which is just annoying, because if you're going to pick a VPN, you want it to do everything. You don't want it to just be good at privacy. You also want it to be good at unblocking geo restrictions, which is one reason a lot of people use VPNs. Now guys, overall, what is my final rating with ProtonVPN in the new 3.0 rating system? Well, actually, it's going to be a very solid VPN. Proton is going to be a rated VPN at 47.15. which means that it's very, very close to tier 1. And in fact, I've even messaged the team themselves telling them how they can get to tier 1 with some of the things I'm looking for in this review, and hopefully they can work on it and get to tier 1. That said, I do think it is an excellent VPN. It's a top of tier 2. It's one of the most private VPNs hands down. It's just a little bit pricey. The support can be a little bit slow. But other than that, there really isn't too much to fix about it. Perhaps it could add Chrome extensions, or it could add a little bit more compatibility with stuff like dedicated IPs. But overall, the application is pretty good as is. So no major complaints with Proton. Definitely a strong option. So if you guys are interested, check out the link in the description down below or pinned comment. Also, stay up to date on the tier list. Thanks for your support. I'll see you again very soon.